You've now realized, oh, every time I hang out with these people, it's a problem. So stop hanging out with them. But that's my mom. That's my great, 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 great grandma. Self-regulation is soft life. Okay, so stay with me. Being able to have an internal locus of control, being able to have accountability for not just how you feel, but how you respond to things, how you react to things, how you behave, right? Is so important. I know that like along our healing journey, we get to this point where we finally are able to stand up for ourselves and we're finally able to say, you know what, this person is hurting me. Like what this person says hurts me and I'm done with it, and they've hurt me and I'm tired of it and I'm standing up for myself. That's so important. Setting boundaries is very important. One way you can tell someone is narcissistic, not necessarily a narcissist, but narcissistic, has narcissistic tendencies, is if they have a hard time with boundaries, right? So being able to finally set boundaries, that's so important. Being able to finally stand up for yourself. It's not healthy to always be beating yourself up. It's not healthy to always have, blame yourself for everything wrong that's going on in your life, especially, what happened to you as a child, things that happened to you by groups of people, right? That's not things that you have control over. But now let's look at your individual relationships with people, with others, right? And let's look at your relationships with people, let's say past the age of 30. Can you be accountable for that? I think you can. Okay, I'm not a person that focuses on things that happened in the youth, outside of foster care, of course, because I have to continue advocating for that because the system is broken. Self-regulation, that's what's going to help you to have discernment, right? You can't meet the right guy. You can't find the right friends. It's self-regulation that you're lacking. You're not controlling yourself. What about everybody else around me? What about Tim and Tommy? What about Boo Boo and Timmy Toes? Okay, I don't know who Timmy Toes is, but right, it's like, okay, so stop hanging out with him. That goes back to having internal locus of control. You now realize that these people that you love and adore and you love to hang out with, your best friends, your twin, your brother and sister, your husband, your wife, whatever, your mommy and daddy, you've now realized, oh, every time I hang out with these people, it's a problem. So stop hanging out with them. That's my great, 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 great grandma. Okay, well, it is what it is. You have to make a choice. If you cannot control other people, you can only control yourself. And when you truly realize that, there's such a lifelong journey ahead of you. There's so much work to be done, internal work, that it's not that relationships with other people won't matter, because they'll always matter. Having community is important, and your relationships with other people are important. But you'll begin to realize that the most important relationship that you will ever have is going to be with yourself. And so you need to really build that relationship, and work on that relationship. The relationship you have mentally and physically and emotionally and spiritually with yourself is so important that you'll stop worrying about trying to control what somebody else is doing. Right? Now, if you're a narcissist or a covert narcissist or, a hater, you're always going to be preoccupied by what other people do. And perhaps this video will help you to understand that. You're on a more normal path. Consider self-regulation to get yourself into a softer life. When you can self-regulate and have an internal locus of control, when everything that somebody doesn't trigger you, and that takes work. It takes internal work. But all the arguing and the yelling and the waiting for somebody else to do something, cut it. And just focus on yourself and take that energy and focus it inward. Okay? Self-regulation is soft life. Look at all your faves. At least they give the appearance of being able to self-regulate. And, nobody's perfect. You're not going to have some Zen moment. You're not going to reach nirvana. Okay? It's probably not going to happen. Okay? But you can work a little bit more day by day, every day, on controlling your internal life. You deserve it. Anyways, a lot of the most impressive people on the planet were people or are people that mastered self-regulate and have an internal locus of control. So yeah, let's work on that. It's cute and it'll get you to soft life. Oh wow, all the better. Okay, control yourselves. Thanks.